Thank you, Al South. I did not know that the audio was off there. I had muted so I could secretly cuss out the ATC down at Phoenix. No, just kidding. We don't do that. All right, so the title of the video, the title of the stream was supposed to be "When in doubt, fly the float plane." I didn't get that changed because I just wanted to find a place real quick. But we are currently at Bowerman Airfield, and just really quickly, I'm going to recap the thought here. We're going to try to fly from Bowerman up to Nanaimo Air Harbor. It's just a little over an hour. Should be fun. It's very scenic. We're going to depart from Bowerman. We're going to fly up the Columbia River here to this small airfield, 1 Whiskey Alpha 7. We're going to turn at that point. We're going to come up here and find there's a little lake called Winoochee Lake or something like that. We're going to fly past Mount Olympus. We're going to try to go on the left side of Mount Olympus, the western side, into the strait here, and then I'm going to take you into the Victoria Harbor area here, which is a Class Bravo airspace, and we'll have to get clearance to go into to that, but it's pretty cool. And I was just about, when you mentioned that my mic was off, my audio was off, I was just about to say somewhere in here is the Friday Harbor. There it is. So the old Friday Harbor, was that FS9? What was that? Where it was the default airport? But yeah, we'll take it up here along the coast, and with any luck, we'll find this Nanaimo Air Force, this Nanaimo Harbor Air Base before it gets dark. So that's the plan. Wish us luck. No sim brief, none of that good stuff. We're just gonna rock and roll with some good old VFR flying. Okay, quick check of the weather before we get too far. Looks like we've got a pretty nice day. Clear conditions, winds 300 at 8. So we're going to be taking off generally north, which that works for me. And I am going to cheat since we lost out on our, yeah, there we go. So actually it's a little bit of a west departure, then we'll turn around. Well, I take that back. And I think I will depart west. It's going to be a crosswind no matter what we do. So, okay, let's get rid of that. Make sure everything is off here. And let's see if we remember how to start this baby. So we need the mixture full forward. We need the throttle cracked. We need to hit the wobble pump. Oh boy, wobble pump's not giving us anything here. I hope I have fuel. Wouldn't that be the capper of the day? Hard to tell with nothing on. Wobble pump's not giving us anything. Fuel pressure should be rising at this point in time, and that's not what I'm seeing. Let me give a couple primer pumps here. Okay, mag's coming on. Ooh, that's why. No, that's still not showing us. Okay, well, let's see what happens here. I'm getting 0 fuel pressure here at 0 zilch. I don't need any radios just yet. Yeah, this is not going to be a successful start. I must be out of fuel. Am I out of fuel? The rear is full. Huh. Yeah, I would be shocked if this starts. Yeah, alright. Uh-oh. Oh boy, well there we go. Okay. That was really, really weird. The gremlins are out tonight, my good man. Yeah, those guys are like, what's that guy doing? He doesn't even know how to start that airplane. Alright, well, generator will come on. The radios are going to come on. I'm going to turn the beacon and nav lights on, we'll go ahead and put the pulse light on. I am going to put the instrument lights on because it's going to get somewhat dark. The one cool thing about the Beaver, well, there's a lot of cool things about the Beaver. Haven't been in it for a while, but they did get the weather working. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn it on. There we go. So you can do the test, and then yeah, then you can turn it on. Now, of course, we don't have any weather. There's a little bit of weather, I guess, kind of off to the would that be off to the west? Off to the north, inland. So yeah, so those guys, they just need to get in. Those punky kids, they should be, well, they can't be at school, it's summer break. Our amp meter's jumping around. This could be interesting, I'm telling you what. Alright, let's get the prop lever forward here. Let's just make sure this thing is warm. It's a nice day here. I mean, it's Washington, so it can get a little chilly, but it's 70 degrees out right now, so it shouldn't be an issue with at all with temperature. But you never know. You never know. All right, I do need to set my baro. It is 3011 is the altimeter. So let's go ahead and spin that around here while we just let that engine warm up a little tiny bit. 3011, a little redundancy there. I plan on just hand flying this. I mean, it's a pretty fun plane to fly. So, and I better, just in case, I better connect to the network here. What am I? Let me get my call sign here. Oh, I picked the longest call sign. November 5347 Gulf. We are DHC2, de Havilland Canadian Beaver. Alright, and then I have not put in my flight plan yet either, so that'll give us just one more quick second to warm up. Kilo Hotel Quebec Mike to Charlie Alpha Charlie 8. And we don't have an alternate. We're just gonna park it in the water if we have to. Alright, I'm gonna say we're airborne here in the next 5 minutes. Time and route's gonna be about an hour 23, and I'm gonna be honest with you, we don't have a lot of fuel. We may not have enough fuel to get there. We're gonna try to get to 10,500. We will see, I guess. We're not a heavy aircraft anymore, and we're slant alpha equipment. Okay. Now that's how much upfront planning I just did for this route, guys. But Al, thanks for checking in, man. Glad I won't be making this journey alone, and hopefully it'll be worth it for you. Okay, let's get differential braking is the only way to steer this baby with the floats on. Alright, so we stayed out of the fence. That's good. I am unfortunately not seeing any ATC on at the moment, so that's a bummer. But okay, do we need... I probably should have turned on the... Hold on here. Do we have taxi lights? I forgot what my lights situation is here. Nav, oh, landing lights, those can come on. It's getting to be a little bit dark. Clear conditions, though, that'll be good, because then we can really get up high and see what is going on there. Mount Olympus. This is, I do have the Orbix Pacific Northwest package, and so yeah, when I say when in doubt, jump in the float plane, it's just because it's a seriously beautiful area. Okay, what What do I have going on here? 1228. We're on Unicom, and we are squawking VFR. Bowerman traffic. Beaver. 5346 Gulf, departing runway 24 Bowerman. It is kind of cool that you can turn on the big ships and stuff like that. I've got those things kind of minimized here just because of frame rates and that good stuff, but you can see that there's some stuff out there that you can see. I think they even have like whales and stuff that you can watch. All right, it's kind of hazy, I'll be honest with you. I thought we had clear skies. I'm hoping this is just sort of a little bit of ground haze, and that will be okay. Okay, we'll get ourselves lined up. We're gonna introduce flaps to takeoff right about there, and I think we're ready to go flying, boys. What do you say? Yeah, it's a little bit breezy. Alright, we are up like a rocket ship. We want to find the river heading in, and we're kind of on that course, to be honest with you. We're going to just turn basically west and just follow the Columbia River. I'm estimating, just based on Sky Vector here, about excuse me, if we fly west, we're going out to sea. Sorry. We need to come back around to about a 068 heading. We're heading inland. Man, it's been a night, I'm telling you what. Bring her around. I'm going to bring the power back just a little bit. We do need to be somewhat conservative with our fuel. Bring the flaps all the way up. Actually, I'll leave them in climb. And alright, there's about our 068. We should see that Columbia River here coming into view here really quick. Man, it's a lot hazier than Sky Vector let on. We're going to have to kind of stay maybe a little bit lower. If we've got to stay lower, that could be an issue, because we've got ourselves some fairly significant terrain that we have to navigate. So that will not be a good thing. do think it's pretty darn cool, all the stuff that they model out here, all the roads and towns. And the thing that you also get with this scenery package is you get a bunch of sea bases that are just kind of like the default sea base, but they've got some boats and planes and things like that just make them look. It's kind of like the Orbix, what they did with their free small airport upgrade. So you can, as you're flying, you can kind of keep your eyes peeled, and you're going to see little docks and little harbors and stuff here and there, especially as you work your way up kind of through this Vancouver Straits area. I feel like we found the Columbia River, but I'm feeling like our visibility is suffering a little bit. But I'm seeing blue sky up above. I'm worried if we climb, though, we're going to lose sight of the ground. But no real terrain issues, just right in the near vicinity. And again, if we got drifted a little bit here, but if we track roughly a 070 heading, we're going to stay on that river, and we're looking for the Elma airfield. I wonder if Elma's got any kind of a NDB or anything. No, it does not. I'm not seeing much. Again, this is not a well thought out flight plan, guys, so I'm not seeing a lot of I guess we could have tracked. In fact, I think we'll do that. We'll put in 17.7 and we'll track 069 outbound. At least we know that we're roughly on the heading that we need to be heading. We spin that guy over here. So again, Holcomb 117.7. Oh, that didn't quite get it, dang it. 117.7. Pop that in there. And there she comes. She's alive. And then what I say is about a 069 outbound. Spin that guy around here. Man, I gotta zoom in. That's a small. Oh, I think I spun right by it the first time. There we go. 069er. All right, so that guy's coming in, and yeah, we're not too far off of that course. That's encouraging. Honestly, I don't know if there's a DME in this plane or not. You would think if there's a VOR tuner that there'd be a DME, but I've never, I guess it's been so long since I've actually used it. I don't honestly know. Okay, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to set the, I know I wasn't going to do this, but we're going to set the heading. We're going to set the climb. What's the altitude we want here? We are going for 10,500 eventually here, so put that guy in. We'll try to try to get headed in the right direction. And alright, so that's the altitude. Let's we're descending. Yeah, let's go. We don't have to get crazy. Let's just climb steadily here. 10,500, and let's see if we can, actually we could track this. No, because we're outbound. Let me see if we can locate the DME real fast here. I may have taken out, so in putting in the GTN 750, I've actually taken out obviously some of the original autopilot functions, some of the radios and gauges and stuff, so we may have to do this. We may have to kind of that's really not going to do anything for us, so that's not going to give us any distance. I was hoping if we had HQM tuned, we would get some kind of a distance out, but yeah, that's not, it's really not doing anything for us. All it did is turn the terrain warning lady on, which is going to be nothing but annoying. Alright, well, we'll turn it off, and we're just going to keep our eyes peeled and just kind of go old school here, older school. Check my documentation here, I guess, as we go, but according to SkyVector, it's only 21 nautical miles out this first leg, so you know we should be getting close here fairly soon, because we've been going now for 10 minutes, I would say. Oh, we've drifted off of our outbound, by the way, so let's make a slight adjustment here. And the skies have cleared a little bit. That's cool. Okay, there we go. I see an airfield. We may be right over where we need to be. So Elma, this airfield is going to be, if it is our airfield, it's going to be on the north side of the Columbia River, which there is the Columbia River. So I believe that's our airfield. Alright, so let's go back to the VFR. And we don't have any, I don't see any other, there's no other airfields there, so that's got to be the first one we come to. So we're going to turn heading 326. And see if we can find the lake that we're looking for here. 326. Fairly sharp turn back to the northwest. And another like 26-mile leg is all. All of these legs are pretty short here. So it should be, that could be our lake right there, honestly. No, 326. We're going to keep coming around here, so no, that's a different lake. So roughly 326. We're climbing nicely, by the way. This, however, is a concern, because as you can see, we've got no fuel, either one of those tanks. So we may not make it all the way to Nanaimo. We may be putting her down early. Maybe it'll be there's a lot of little harbors and stuff as we come. Maybe it'll be the Victoria Harbor I'd like to at least take you by Mount Olympus, just because you guys stuck with me. Al, you stuck with me. Yeah, start planning for the alternative. What do you want to do here? I'll give you. You're my first officer. What do you think? We've got. We definitely have enough to make it to the lake here, Wenatchee. But we could put it down in Lake Wenatchee if we had to. It's just going to be a long hike for you to go to civilization. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm going to be like, setting up camp and stuff. Now that's another 25 miles to Mount Olympus. Again, I don't think that's an issue. And then another 25. So we've got, once we get to Lake Wenatchee, we got 50 miles to get around Mount Olympus and get out here to the coast, to the channel. And we do have, I know we're on walking in the wilderness with an empty gas can as a problem. I'll try to put it down. If I had the return to Misty Moorings deal, there'd probably be a lot more options. There'd probably be like a cabin on the one of these lakes that we could just land next to and camp out for the night, make that sat phone call, and our wives can get search and rescue going for us. But if nothing else, here's what I think we can do. I think we can make it into Port Angeles, or I honestly think there's probably something. I'm not seeing it, unfortunately. Yeah, and I am seeing that we're IMC out here, by the way, which is not good. There we go. So we do have Victoria Harbor. We've got a seaplane base right there. That'll be kind of our hope, our goal. But maybe we just need to file IFR right now. What's the book say? You go to foggy conditions, you're supposed to make a procedure turn and go back where you came from, right? Checking my weather map. I don't see anything major. I just think we've hit like a bank of fog that I don't know what the tops are. Alright, well, no, don't do that. Procedure turn it is, back to where we came from. This is not a good situation. And maybe for the first time in the channel's history, I should actually do things by the book before we get into some serious terrain, because we've got some mountains coming. I know we're at 8,000 already, but we've got some 8,000 plus foot mountain ranges. So we're going to turn back around, head the direction we came from, try to get out of the fog bank, and I've got an idea. I've got a crazy idea. Alright, we're just about getting out of the fog bank. How about we do this? Let's go. Let me see what we've got. If we have anything up or down the Columbia River where we could land a seaplane. I think we might. There we go. Alright, we're out of it. I'm going to level off right here. I don't want to go any higher. I also don't want to descend. Okay. Level off right here. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at, Al. We're just gonna we're having some fun anyway. So we're coming back down. we just are in this area here, but I'm thinking that there are some. It seems like there was something along the Columbia River, or maybe it's more over here in the Seattle area. It seemed like there were a few. We can't really get up here because that's where we ran into all the fog. I don't want to go too much further over here, just because, you know, shoot, there's one right there. That's quite a ways up the river, but we could get, if we could get up there. Gray Air Force Base. I do know where that's at. I've flown by there, and all we would have to do is get a little bit of permission to enter Class Bravo airspace. You know what? Maybe it's worth a try. Now the kicker is going to be, how the heck do we find it? So if we make our way back to 1WA7, we draw just an extension here to there. Let's put that guy in. McCord. Ooh, we even have. How close is McCord? Ooh, McCord's right on the way. Sweet. All right, that's gonna be the ticket, guys. So let's tune in McCord. 1095. I got something in my eye now. And let's fly that way. How big of a leg is that? 40 miles. That probably is going to work out best anyway, because we're going to be running out of fuel anyway. So, all right, that'll be plan. What would that make that, Al? Is that plan C? I think that's plan C. $109.6. My eye is watering so bad. I don't know what I got in it here. 1096. $109.6. Transfer. Okay, that guy come alive. Let's I know it's to the east, so yeah, I may not pick it up yet. We should probably just turn ourselves to the east. We're going south right now. If we go due east, let's see what happens here. We're gonna spin this guy around. We were estimating. This is just kind of my rough navigation here, very rough. So if we were able to find Elmo, which we haven't been paying attention, that's about a 056 outbound radial. We ought to be able to estimate that a little bit here. We are clearly too far away. Nothing's happening right now. And I'm looking to see if we have even maybe like an NDB somewhere along the way. Maybe we have something even closer. Oh, you know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing Olympia Regional. We're already violating Class Bravo airspace. So Olympia Regional, I think, is a Class Charlie. So we're going to have to get permission anyway. There is no ATC online, so I'm just saying that hypothetically. This is Olympia is 113.4. Let's see if we can get that guy tuned in. 1134. And we'll save the other one for later on. Alright, that's flipped over. That's kind of coming alive. And let's spin him around and see if we can get it figured out roughly where we're at. So pretty close to a 060 heading. Sweet. I just punch nav and we'll just chase that VOR. We are currently just shy of and we almost were at altitude, weren't we? Now what? How? We actually had went past, hadn't we? Almost at 11,000 feet. Well, and then this is lovely. So no matter where we go, we are running into cloud cover. So Al South, he's finishing up his long haul, by the way, from Boston into Seattle. He just says looks pretty nasty outside right now where he's at. He's fighting his own fights right now, too high on his arrival. Well, good luck. I'd flip over and see if you are streaming, but I'm about to enter another IMC condition here. Let's descend, shall we? Need to lean out this need to lean this mixture out just a little bit. Man, I'm low on power right now. Heading into the soup again. We may be doomed. Dang it, we are doomed. Alright. Procedure turn. Head west, young man. Oh, so I'm sorry to hear that. Al's last stream attempt failed. Got to figure out what he's doing. Well, yeah, you'll get it, man. I say that because if I can do it, literally, I think anyone can. Okay, so we've been boxed in twice by IMC conditions, and so similar to our first attempted flight, I'm throwing in the towel. We're going to head back to Bowerman. So we'll tune that Holcomb VOR back in again. Darn it. Yeah, at least we got kind of a nice sunset. Here, let's take a peek. Whoa, where are you going, dude? Heading mode. Heading mode. I never did put the gear up, did I? Whoa. Now that's pretty. Take a couple looks outside here, if nothing else. And the one thing on this Beaver that I can't believe they let happen, but I think they do, is they just let those little ropes just flap in the breeze. And I can't imagine that they don't do some damage to the wings. You would think they would have some kind of a tie-down strap, but I haven't found confirmation that they do. It's the weirdest thing. Alright, so again, just kind of looking at the sunset. Ooh, yeah, that's nice. Get some nice colors there. So, alright, what was I doing? I was turning back to head west to the coast. We are looking, I think that's our river. But we're trying to get a little bit of confirmation by means of a VOR. So kind of cheating a little bit. So I think we got ourselves maybe kind of over here-ish. Now we're heading back to Bowerman, so we'll put in 117.7 again, and just at least that'll give us a feel if we're heading in the right direction. At least we can say we did some flying. Alright, it's coming alive. We're gonna spin this guy around to, let's see, probably have to come all the way around to 270 or close. Now we're heading toward it. Let's see when it picks it up here. Due west? No, we got to be heading a little bit south. 250. That might be almost. Alright, so about a 245. What are we on right now? Oh, that's not too bad. Well, so there's our, again, there's our river. And I'm going to take the autopilot off. I don't want him to have all the fun. Plus, I want to go down. Let's fly this river a little bit here. We're going to descend. We're going to pull the power back a little bit. And let's go low and slow. See if we can get underneath this haze. That's the haze we picked up right when we were getting outside of the airport, right when we were taking off. Uh-oh, nice. Found 2 possible holding patterns on his route. Yep. Never bad to have those in the back of your mind just in case. Have I ever thought about building my own instrument panel? And Al South has found a site that can make it happen. No, I haven't. Yeah, I'm going to check that out once we get down on the ground. Interesting. So are you're talking like a legit, like a home sim type deal, right? Because I've got a little bit of a opinion on those. Yeah, okay. So, alright, here's my 2 cents on those. First of all, I think they're really cool. I mean, and I've seen a few that guys have built. There's a guy named H.D. Henry that he has like this phenomenal rendering of a 737 cockpit, and he flies a lot on Facebook. Really, yeah, really awesome. But here's, I've got a couple of hang-ups myself. Number one, they're spendy, they're pricey, and you know, for the money that you spend on those, you can be picking up quite a few add-ons, and still, you know, you have all this stuff here that you can still simulate everything that you need to simulate. So price has always scared me off as far as that goes. But the other thing that about me that personally that has kind of scared me off of those is that I've got too much, like, I call it aviation ADHD, and I wouldn't know what, honestly, I wouldn't know what panel to build. I mean, for the longest time I thought, man, having a 737 cockpit would be awesome, having the, you know, that throttle quadrant and you know, the yoke and all that stuff. I thought that would be heaven. But you know, then I started flying planes like this, and I'm like, hey, you kind of don't need that. So then you go the other direction, and you're like, well, maybe I just build like a GA panel, and well, and then you hop in the DC-8 with 4 engines, and then you're like, yeah, you know, So that's what's always kind of kept me from the other thing that's kept me from doing a home, instrument panel. I've got my basic setup is I've got a throttle quadrant, I've got a flight yoke, and I've got rudder pedals. Those are the three things that you need with every airplane, and that kind of gets me what I need. Now, that said, I like what Honeycomb is creating, and I don't know if you've checked them out yet or not, but they kind of have like a little bit of the best of both worlds. And I know the other thing that, I mean, you could make an argument, you need some sort of radio stack and all that stuff, but even those things are all so dang different. I mean, heck, they sell like a replica GTN 750 and GTN 1000, and I mean, you can really get yourself into a seriously immersive situation. But anyway, check out the Honeycomb crew, and I don't know what they're called exactly, but I think that's the name of their outfit. And their flight yoke has a lot of the buttons on it that control things like the radio stack and lights and stuff like that. Like it has, I can't remember, but it looks pretty phenomenal, and they priced it so that it's not like a Yoko, where you're dropping $1,000 or whatever. I see an airport. I wonder what airport that is. Yeah, you saw them at Flight Center. Yeah, and then I think their throttle quadrant is also something that has some pretty good potential, because they have a trim wheel on it, and they have the ability, it looks to me like the ability to run like a GA setup, or possibly a 4-engine setup. It has like reversers on it. Oh, that's not an airfield, that's just those towers down there. This terrain warning system, by the way, it'll tell you if you're approaching towers and stuff too. That's pretty dang cool. But anyway, Yoko, yeah. And I mean, hey, I bet it's quality. And if you were building, I see our airfield. If you were building your own home cockpit, you would want that. I mean, because you're not going to put a Sci-Tech yoke in a $5,000 home sim. You're just not. You're gonna do it right. You're gonna have top of the line, everything you can put in there, because you're gonna get use out of that sucker. But I just think I'd kind of get bored flying the 737 every single time that I went out. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I mean, hey, it never hurts to wish a little bit, right? And yeah, you're right. There might be a little something I need. I've thought about even if you just have the comm and the nav, just that, where you could spin it instead of having to do it with your mouse. The less you have to do with your mouse, I think the better. Alright, well, we're coming in here pretty hot. I'm going to back off the power a little bit. We got to get some flaps down. I'm just checking the wind on my surface wind. Still 320, so basically the same wind as we departed, so it'll be a little bit of crosswind. Alright, we're tossing a couple notches of flaps. I got all my lights are still on, actually. We do need to go gear down. Let's make sure, yep, gear's coming down. Alright, well, it wasn't exactly what we had originally planned, but it was a nice flight regardless. Landing this thing with, oh my my gosh, I just about stalled out. Landing this thing with the floats is a trip, man. It is like, as you probably can sense, the drag is just unreal. Wanting to pull that nose down, and I slowed down a lot faster than normal too, so we're going to keep power up. We're a little high right now, but we'll come down fairly quick. Speed's needing to increase just a little bit. Alright, propeller and mixtures going full forward. Gear down, flaps are set, runway in sight. And Al, I know you're an X-Plane guy, but anybody that watches this that is a P3D guy, this is a free scenery from Orbix. Maybe we should land kind of high up here. Almost wonder if we should land at the ship base there. I don't think we could get the dock's too high. I don't think, Al, you'd be able to climb up on that dock. Alright, we're coming in a little bit high. Not going to get crazy here, but man, the wind is shoving us around. I don't think we're going to make this approach here, ladies and gentlemen. We can go about 700. That's not terrible. Oh, we might be okay.
500.
This thing is built for short takeoff and landing capability, so you can come in a little steeper if you need to. Of course, with the floats, it's not really what you're all about, but I think we're going to be okay. I see 2-4. I hear the Orbix birds chirping. Try to straighten her out. Alright, and we are down. We're gonna make the first exit here. Sweet. Well, just one of those nights, but you know what, we still ended up with flight in the book. We got to look around a little bit, see the sights, get back in the Beaver, which is never a bad thing. We will I think come back up here in the near future and try to get ourselves up to those seaplane bases. There's 4 seaplane bases up there in the Vancouver area, and they also are completely free of charge from the Orbix Direct Store. They may have something similar for the X-Plane guys, but I just know that for P3D that was really a cool thing when I made the jump from FSX over to P3D. I hadn't messed around much with the Orbix scenery, and man, once I started checking those things out, I just became addicted, and that kind of launched my love of bush flying and that type of aviation. Alright, let's see if we can park next to these punky high school yahoos. Oh, they're over there. Alright, well, I'm not going to quite be where they're at, but we'll be in the neighborhood. Yeah, that's pretty good. As usual, those guys just hanging around, not doing anything. Might be time for Time for a shake or something. Yep, stall, short takeoff, off-field landing. So this comes with. Let's get her shut down here, and then I can talk to you. This comes with a bunch of different liveries, and each livery has multiple options as far as the like if you have floats or if you can have skis. In fact, I'll just show you. Select our instrument, our vehicle here. So yeah, you've got just the straight, like the straight version of pretty much every one of these. You have a tundra version, you have a ski version, the float version, and then there's this. I'm still working on this there, but there's a stall kit for each one of them, stall kit, and it puts a little something extra on the wings, and then has the big tundra tires attached to them. But you can see, I mean, it has, I don't know, 5 or 6 different liveries. So for the price, I mean, it cost a little bit, but it was well worth it, I thought. All right, well, we're back on the ground. Oh, terrible parking job. Did you get down on the ground yet, Al? I hope you did. Here's that SimVim cockpit information he was talking about. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah. This is some pretty cool stuff. I mean, I could see how a guy would have I could see how a guy'd have some fun. You're in a holding pattern now. Okay. So, you must not be on VatSim. Are you on a different network right now? Cuz there's like nil traffic in the Seattle area on VatSim. Don't get intimidated by the graphics. Yeah, there's a lot of setting up, and I know those other guys, when they build their own cockpits, they'll have 2 or 3 different PCs that are driving. One's driving the sim, and one's driving the add-ons, and one's driving the I don't even know all the things, but I mean they'll devote and tie them all. I don't know how they tie them all together, but they all work together. And oh yeah, that's right. Al's still working on the phraseology. So are you just holding yourself then? I guess. Yeah, wants to learn how to handle the aircraft. Well, and that's not a smart, or that's a smart move, honestly. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna still call this a success. We walked away. The aircraft is usable. So, right, that makes it a successful day. But I think I'm going to get myself heading to bed. Al South, good luck with your landing. I'll check in with you later on in the week again. I'll be back for sure on Wednesday. I'm doing the pattern into Boston, and but there's a good chance. You never know. You may see me running around somewhere. Heck, I might be back in the Beaver somewhere. Who knows? But until then, we'll be looking for you on TCAS. And Al, take care, man. Anybody else that stumbles upon this, you guys have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll catch you next time. God bless.